Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Pop Recap. I'm Sean.
I'm Alex.
And tonight we're talking about Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 4, The Spoils of War.
Incredible episode.
Absolutely
the first three
incredible.
episodes we got were like a little slow. You know, we still enjoyed them, obviously.
Well, slow if in terms of action.
Right, yeah. But we got our action tonight.
Absolutely.
Kids, I mean, gosh, there's so much great stuff to talk about here. We can just start at the beginning. So we saw Jaime and Bran.
Yes.
They just cleaned up at Highgarden, took all of the gold.
Very easily.
It was a lot of gold. Did you guys see all that gold in there?
Yeah. It was like Scrooge McDuck about to jump in that thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, Bran gets his little baggie of gold and is like, that's not enough. I still want a castle. And Jaime's like, you're being an asshole.
Stop being greedy, dude.
Like,
I just gave you a big bag of money.
Yeah. Now go get the food from the surrounding villages for us. And he's like, okay, fine.
He's
yeah.
like,
okay, Dad, you can't tell me what to do, but he goes anyway.
Yeah, he's like pretty much like when we win, you'll have a pick of any castle you want. Highgarden's too high maintenance. You don't want to live.
Yeah, you don't want to live. Yeah. Reverse
you
psychology. You don't want to live.
I just don't want to pay you. I don't want to give you a castle.
Yeah, so
here's a big bag of gold.
So that was a small little scene. So really, we're just supposed to see that, you know, they have this gold that's on its way to King's Landing. We then cut to King's Landing, where we see Cersei talking to the dude from the Iron Bank.
Yes.
And he's super impressed and is like, I thought your dad was cool, but you're better. So,
yeah, she's like,
like,
what can we do to help now?
Yeah.
Now that the money is on the way, we're so eager to help.
Well, he says when the gold arrives.
Yes.
So.
He prefaced it by saying when the gold arrives. But either way, his attitude is completely different from the last episode to this one. And that last one, he's a little bit dismissive and not sure which way. Like, are you really going to get the money? Now, I'm not sure. Could we bet on Daenerys? I don't know. But now he's like, whoa, well.
Well, wait till he finds out what happens to their army and what Daenerys can do, and I think he might put his chips on the other side of the table. I mean, I would.
Remains to be seen at this point.
Well, they have the gold, but, you know, they're going to take the gold, but I don't know if their allegiance is going to lie with King's Landing much longer, considering the last scene of the episode.
Which we'll get to.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was kind of a short scene as well. Then we get to the good stuff at Winterfell.
Yes.
The family's all back together again, minus Jon, of course, and Theon, if he ever counted, which I guess he kind of did. Sure, they grew up together.
He's the help.
He's the help. All right.
But I love that opening shot where we just see her looking.
Arya just looking over Winterfell,
which was that was a great shot.
What a beautiful moment, because we haven't seen her there since they left for King's Landing,
and she hasn't seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that was really nice, and of course she comes to those two guards.
Piss off, girl.
Yeah, piss off.
Arya Stark is dead. Get out of here.
And they try to take a swing at her. She's like,
no.
I want to be a ninja like Arya. It's so cool.
She pretty much is a ninja. And then when they tell her to sit down and wait, she's like, we get this nice quiet scene again of her just sitting there looking around Winterfell, even though it looks the same as she remembers it, but it doesn't feel the same because so much time has passed. The people she knew when she left there are all gone. They're all dead. So it's home, but is it really home for her? Because it's not what she left.
That could be. I mean, she did seem content, though. She didn't seem disappointed in that.
No.
I think she really is happy to be home. That said, I don't think that she's forgotten her kill list. I think she's just making a little bit of a pit stop, checking things out, and then is going to head back south to try and kill Cersei. Now that she's got a sweet dagger to do it with.
Well, yes, which we'll get to. But I think, I think you're right. I think she's just doing it because I think she kind of given up on all that. But now that she knows that, Jon's alive, her sister's alive, she finds out Bran's alive too.
Yeah.
Is that like, well, let me just check in on them, make sure, have that moment.
Yeah.
But I think at some point she will go down to King's Landing to finish her
Well,
job.
of course, and she was closest with Jon. They were buddies, and it's just the pessimist in me that thinks that something's going to happen and they're going to not be able to cross paths again in this season. I just feel like she's going to have to go south for something, or maybe even to save Jon. Who knows where Jon's going to end up or what's going on.
Yeah, we don't.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So we don't know. Who knows? But I don't think John's gonna come back and they're all gonna be there in the same place yet. That's just me because they've been teasing it for so long. I'm like, it can't be that easy. It can't be that easy. I didn't even think Arya was gonna show up in Winterfell so soon. I thought it would take her a little bit longer than episode 4.
Yeah, she didn't run into any problems along. She got a nice wind.
I know, that's what I mean.
So like, I think she won't leave Winterfell until she meets Jon. I think when Jon returns.
What if he doesn't return? We don't know. I mean, he might have to just skip the whole Winterfell thing and just go straight to battle, or.
No, I think after they mine the dragon glass, I think they're gonna bring it back to Winterfell, and I think she's still gonna be there.
Well, that's the plan.
Well, all plans sometimes go to waste. But yes. I do like the scene where they're in the tomb and Sansa comes in and Sansa hugs her.
Oh, because they never got along.
Lord Sansa.
Yeah, they never.
That suits you.
Do I have to call you that? She's like, yes, you do. But it was so nice because they never got along.
No,
they weren't
absolutely.
sure how this is going to go. Like, they didn't exactly end on good terms, you know?
No.
Sansa, you're ruining everything! Back when, Joffrey's, like, trying to kill her.
Yes.
And then Nymeria comes and saves the day. But, they really didn't get along as kids.
No. Because they wanted different things. She wanted to be, a lord and marry somebody nice and have kids and eventually, she wanted all that. Arya did not want any of that stuff. So they always were like this, even when they weren't like this.
Yeah. So it was good to see them hug it out and, find this common ground. And I think they're going to be a really super great team, if something doesn't get in the way.
Well, I also love the fact that Arya hugged her. Mm-hmm. So, like, they had 2 hugs. And she initiated one of them.
Yeah, and we were talking about this, how I was concerned for Arya because I felt like she was going down this, like, path of, just being a killer and, like, really sort of losing her humanity. And I feel like we're starting to get a little hint of that, like at the crossroads, for example, when she's just, like, wiping the crumbs off her face and she's just like, gotta kill, gotta kill, gotta kill, So it was really nice to see her actively hug someone else that she previously disliked. It's like, oh, thank God, you're not dead, like Bran. You're not dead.
No, she has some feelings, and I don't agree with you. I don't think she's quite down that far down that road, but this kind of shows that she does have feelings still. She does still care for the people that are in her life because she thought she had lost them, and now to come find out she didn't. She's like, well, I'm going to put that aside for now. I'm not going to forget about it. I'm going to put it aside. Still got my list. Still got to take care of that. Yeah. But it's like, it's good to see my sister again. It's good to hear that John's okay. And then, come to find, Bran's here. Oh, I didn't know that too. So.
Yeah, and Sansa's like, Arya, Bran's here. And Arya's like, yay! And then
like,
Sansa's like,
not the brother we left.
He's changed.
Yes.
He's a little different now.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was we cut then to Bran just sort of sitting there, just being the 3-eyed raven,
and he's got a wheelchair,
just, like, chilling out. Yeah, of course he does.
A Game of Thrones wheelchair.
You can't just like be on a sled forever.
Yeah, they're like, this is more easier. You can wheel yourself around.
Yeah, because he still can use his arms and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, we see this weird scene where Peter's giving him the dagger.
Yes.
Why? I'm with Sansa on this one. Why? What is his plan? He wasn't doing it just to be nice or something, because they showed us in previously in Game of Thrones, they showed us the scene in which Peter says, "Oh, it's Tyrion Lannister's dagger."
Yeah.
So somehow that's relevant, and I don't know how or why, but it has something to do with him trying to do something with Bran, or I don't really know.
Well, I think Peter, like, that's Peter's dagger. That was a lie, I think.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah, but I also think the reason he's giving it to Bran is because he knows there's something up with Bran. He knows that something happened to him beyond the wall, and Littlefinger's trying to put himself in a good position with him, just in case
he needs him on his
Bran
side.
shows himself useful to him. He's like, hey, dude, remember, I gave you that dagger. I was trying to be there for your mom. All this good stuff. But he doesn't know that Bran's just like, yeah, I'm on to you. And then even when he says, like, through all this chaos, chaos is a ladder, he's quoting Peter.
Oh, yeah.
And Peter's like, well, how'd
you know that? How did you know?
So I think Littlefinger's, again, trying to manipulate like he's always tries to do.
Yeah.
But everybody's a little bit one step ahead of him.
You can't manipulate Bran, though, because Bran is just, he's like a multi-dimensional being now. Like, he cannot be manipulated. He's not even a real human anymore.
Basically.
Yeah. So I am wondering, I don't disagree with you, but I am wondering if there's something a little more specific with why the dagger. You know, like just, I feel like it's going to come into play somehow. Sansa seemed very concerned about it, and
of course.
I would be too.
But I think that if you look at it from Peter's perspective, he's like, I don't have anything else to offer this kid. His mom's dead, his dad's dead. Like, this is kind of him showing like, hey, you know, I remember when they tried to kill. I'll do whatever. Yeah, remember when they tried to kill you? I will do whatever. This is the weapon, and I'll be here to make sure that nothing else bad happens to you and to your family. I think that's his way of pledging loyalty to him.
Could be.
But again, Bran is like,
Bran's
whatever.
like, I don't.
I know. I already know. I know
what
the true origin of this dagger. I already know.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna tell you.
Yeah.
But I'll let you know that I kind of know what's going on.
Yeah, it's like
quoting him.
It's like when you get a gift, but you already know what it is, but you have to pretend to be surprised.
Like, oh, a dagger.
It's like, wow, how did you know? This is what I wanted.
Or I didn't really want, but I'll take it anyway.
Yeah, here, Arya, take this.
Yeah.
So he gives it to Arya. You know, it's like, and Arya's face just lights up. She's like, yeah, dagger,
steel,
something to kill someone with. Woo!
Now, we both know. I know you probably think the same way. He knows what's gonna happen with that dagger, and the reason she gave it to her because he knows there's gonna be a specific moment in time where she doesn't have needle and that she's going to need that dagger.
Yeah.
And I think he already seen it, and that's why he's so willing to take it from Littlefinger and so easily willing to give it to her. He's like, what do I need? I'm a cripple.
I'm honestly though, I'm not even sure he's that conscious about what it is he's doing in this timeline, in this dimension. I think he's just kind of like going through the motions. Like, yeah, I don't need this. I don't think.
I think he sees little. I think, like you said before, he has trouble seeing everything. He needs to work on it. But I do think he sees little patches of things. And I'm thinking that dagger is like when Littlefinger gave it to him, he's examining it so well because I think he's like, oh, I've seen this dagger before.
Is the one. Oh, yeah.
But maybe also in the past, but then he also probably seen it in the future too. That's why he's so quick to give it to her. He's like, what do I need it for? Well, it's not good for cripples. You should have it. Because I think he knows that there's going to be a point in time. I almost will put money on it that she's going to need that dagger.
Well, she will. Well, we don't know if Bran gave it to her because he knows. Because he doesn't know everything yet. No. And also, like, he really just doesn't need it. He really, honestly, just does not need the dagger.
I agree, but I think he could have gave it to anybody. He could have gave it to Sansa. Like,
but
hey,
what's Sansa gonna do with a knife?
Hey, you know, it's good to have. You know, someone might try to attack her or something.
Of course, Arya's just like, yes, please, I'll have it.
Yeah, I know, but again, time will tell. But I think she'll need it, and
of course, she's gonna use it.
No, use, yes. Need. She's going to need it.
Well, sure, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, they wouldn't have given it to her. She wouldn't have it. So, yep, Bran's still dead inside. Okay. I mean, yeah. I don't know. Not going to get him back. Of course, it was a really sad moment when his buddy left. What's her name?
I can't remember her name.
Shit, guys.
But,
it's been a long day.
Sorry. But just the fact that she's like, well, I want to be there when they get here, like, because they know the Night King's coming. And he's like, all right, well, bye. And she's like, that's it? Aww. He's like, well,
that was so sad.
I'm not really Bran anymore, so...
You died in that cave.
Sorry. Yeah, he pretty much did. So,
Hodor died for you, Bran.
Yeah. Hold the door. But doesn't matter.
Bran's a dick.
Well, he's not a dick. He's not really human anymore. You can't blame the guy. So, it is what it is.
Well, okay. So then we see, also in Winterfell, this great scene with Brienne, and she's watching the family walk by, and she's like welling up with, she's like, I did it, actually Podrick's like, you did it, and she's like, no, I didn't do anything. But she's right, she
didn't really do anything in terms of getting them together. She tried, and they were all just like piss off.
Yeah.
So they kind of found each other on their own. She didn't really do anything.
Well, it's a really
in
interesting.
That sense.
Also, I'm wondering what this means for her character too. Podrick says, "Milady," and she's like, "I'm not a lady," like she's always said before.
Yeah, she's like, "I'm not a." Oh.
Well, she stops herself this time.
Yeah.
I think I don't know what that means. I was thinking like, "Hey, they're gonna get it on."
God, I hope not.
I mean, he aims to please, as we know. But yeah, I'm wondering what exactly that moment mean? Maybe maybe her job is done. I guess like as a knight, as a protector, maybe she's sort of starting to, and there's some pride in being a lady. She's watching Sansa come into her own, and Arya shows up. She's still alive. So I think there's some pride in being a lady.
No, but I think for me, when she says I really didn't do anything, it means that an opportunity for her to do something for those girls is going to come up. And I think that's what that means.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, I was just talking about her actually accepting the fact that she's a lady.
No, I don't think she's ever gonna. She's still always gonna be a warrior.
No, but she did that. You heard that, right?
Yeah, of course.
Because the entire season up until this point, she's like, I'm not a lady, I'm not a lady, I'm not a lady. This time, she stops herself. It's a very telling character moment, and we don't know exactly what it means yet.
I think that for me, it meant she could possibly be that way. But once we get to the training sequence, I think her job to the girls is still a protector, and then also now as a trainer.
But I think maybe she's also realizing you can be both. You can be a lady and a warrior. I would know. Just kidding. I don't know if I can fence, actually. I can actually use a sword.
I would love to do that. I have yet to. I've always wanted to do
my
that.
sword's up there on the wall. Yeah.
I would like to try that one time.
Oh, well, let's go. Let's all go.
At some point.
I would destroy you. I'm like Arya.
At the beginning, yeah, no doubt that. But after a while, no, I don't think so.
Oh, give me a break.
I would win.
No, you wouldn't.
Very easily, might add you.
Oh no.
Yes. I was quoting Thor there, but you didn't catch that.
Clearly not. But yeah, so we see. So then Arya challenges Brienne to this little battle.
Yeah, because she's beating up Podrick like she's been doing.
She's like, I want to train with you, and of course Arya knows that she's gonna win, so she's just being a little bitch.
Well, I mean, this is debate that is Brienne really going full out.
Of course, well, she is. She's it's a different method of fighting. Like she's lumbering and she's, these big swings, and those swords are heavy.
Yeah.
You ever picked up a real one?
No, not really.
They're like, okay, no. So you kind of have to that's all you can do. You can't really be nimble with it.
But I think that's her kind of because she's taking those big lunges. It's easy to. Not easy, but it's easier to dodge them.
Well, that's what I mean. It's very different styles of fighting.
So there's some debate if she was going full out.
Who? Brienne?
Yeah.
No, I think she was, because that works against another dude with a similar fighting style.
Yeah.
But yeah, Arya's too nimble. That fighting style is not going to work anymore. So I think they're sort of going to learn from each other a little bit, and I think Arya's gonna do something that's going to help Brienne become a better fighter, and
I think they're going to train each other.
Kick ass. Yeah. It was great, and then of course Sansa's watching from above, and there's this funny meme. Have you seen it? Where it's Sansa looking really upset. She's crying, and it's when you find out that you're the only one in your family who doesn't have a new superpower.
But it's
true though.
But it was nice for her to see oh my god, my sister has really changed.
Yeah, she's kind of
that is not the girl I left.
Did I just see?
Yeah.
And of course
Peter, it's whoa.
Yeah, Peter's okay.
I'm not gonna mess with you.
Yeah, seriously. So I wonder what that's gonna.
I'll leave you alone.
Wonder how they're gonna sort of play that. Are they gonna tell Arya to calm down? Are they gonna tell her that that she's a lady, that she can't? Or are they gonna, try to be hey, you have some skills. I have some people that, I have to add to your list. You mind? Who knows?
I just think that when it's time to fight, she's gonna want to fight, and then they probably don't want her to, but they can kind of see yeah, well, we can't really stop her, and she's got mad skills, so
meh.
She's gonna end up doing some major damage at some point.
Oh, for sure. So that was a really cool scene. And I think that was it for when we were at Winterfell. Let's hop over to Dragonstone now.
Yes.
And we open with this weird conversation about oral sex, that subtextually, of course. Subtextually, you know, and they're like, what happened? And she's like, I don't know, stuff happened.
A lot happened.
Some things happened.
Yes. When's the Grey Worm coming back? Oh, he'll be back. I hope so. He has to. And then they look mm-hmm.
And then on cue, Jon shows up, while they're talking about, Grey Worm's talents. And Jon has some.
And that little look was yeah, we'll talk more later. I was like, yeah, that's what girls do, I guess.
I don't, but then again, I don't have any friends that are girls, so
I
wouldn't know.
But it was nice to see like John's like, I want to show you the dragon glass before we start mining it, and then we had this.
Yeah. And that was cool.
Yeah,
all that dragon glass in there, and
it's curious to see their chemistry has really grown very quickly.
I mean, look, if I were her, I don't know what she's waiting for. I would jump right on that, just right on that.
Well, John's
just
not used to getting it on in the
right
cave. He's used to cave action. So
yeah, actually, I did think of that while they were walking in. I was like, oh, they're back in the cave. John, do your thing.
Hey, but John's not the type of guy to make the first move. If she would have did something, he would have been like, hey.
He's a pushover, isn't he?
He aims to please.
He's the kind of man that I like.
What? I don't know. He aims to please. So I think if she would have made a move, which they kind of thought maybe a little bit she would, but she didn't.
There's still time.
Yeah, there's like he said later on. There's no time.
Well, yeah, there's still time in the season, is what I mean. Yeah. But John also is like, no. I looked in the eyes of the Night King. That's a boner kill. Like, it's not happening.
At the time, yes.
Sure.
If the opportunity arose,
get rid of the Night King, and then everything's on the table.
Or if she made a move, it'd be on the table. Just say.
Yeah, she is. She's just got that fire inside.
Hey, she like when they were talking about like look at the drawings. We have to stick together. There was a moment there when I thought like, oh my God, Danny, are you softening? Because she was like, oh, I'll be there for you. I'll fight for you. I'll fight for the North. And I was like, oh, this is nice. She's gonna soften up, bend the knee. I was like, oh, stop saying that.
Give it a rest.
Give it a rest, Danny. Like, come on. The guy's showing you. It's like, dude, the Night King is real. Look, been drawing him since before either of us have been here. He's real. We need to fight together. Stop worrying about bending the damn knee.
So, do we think that he did? Because
bend the knee?
I think he did.
No.
I think he did, and then he's gonna have to break. He's gonna have to go north and break it to everybody. Because when Davos comes out and says, "Oh no, this is the king," he's like, "Doesn't matter. No, it's fine. No, it's fine. You can call me whatever."
No, I think he's right. What he said, he's like, "Hey, my people aren't ready for that yet," and I don't think.
I think he did the right thing.
I think he might eventually do it, but I don't think he's at there yet. Something has to happen where she's like, "All right, we're at the shit now. You have to bend the knee, and I will definitely help you. Or if you don't, I'm not." I think there has to be a point of that nature. Now it's just all gestural. So it's like, yeah, if you do this, I'll do that. Yeah. But I think there's going to be a point where she's going to be like, if you don't bend the knee right now, I'm not going to help you. I think they're going to have to get to that point.
I think he did it already. I think because what she said about
we would have
seen
it if he did it.
No, we would have. No, I don't think so. Because I think it's going to come back to bite him in the butt. I think they're keeping us in the dark. They're keeping Davos. They're keeping everybody in the dark about it for a reason. And I feel like they would have showed us if he had said no.
Well, he did say no.
He didn't. They cut away.
No, she said, Bentley, and he's like, I don't know if my people will be.
He said, I don't know. And then she comes at him and is like, well, what's more important, your people's safety or your pride? And then he kind of like looks down, and then we cut away.
Yeah,
I think she got to him.
Well,
anyway, so there's like some cave drawings, and there's like people joking on the internet that is like he's the one who drew them. It's like, see, yeah, see,
yeah, they're there.
I'm right.
Well, I mean,
they're real. He's like,
well, especially of the Night King, like, look, the Night King.
Yeah.
No,
I didn't draw that.
No, Tyrion. He did.
What? It was me.
I gave him a boost and he did it. But there's a lot of symbols, the same drawings that we see.
The swirly
patterns and all the patterns we've seen in Game of Thrones before. So he didn't do that.
I love that cute little rendering of the White Walkers. They're just so cute.
I was like, wow, those early men are really good drawers. They got the Night King.
They got the blue eyes.
It's like, was the Night King sitting right there as they were carving him in? Just like, don't move, Night King. Move. I'm just gonna get your good King side right here. So, which is nice. But.
So they exit the cave, and this is a really interesting moment. They're walking along, and Tyrion breaks the news about Highgarden.
And they're like,
Dany gets pissed.
Well, like, yeah, we got Casterly Rock. Oh,
that's good, right? No,
not really.
So Dany's fed up. She's like, you and your plans, do you actually want to kill your family? And Tyrion's like, shit. Because I don't think he does want to kill Jaime.
Well, Cersei, yes. Jaime, no.
Yeah, I don't think he's obviously doing this on purpose, but she seems to think that he's
holding back a little bit, or kind of like misleading. Yeah,
exactly.
And then when we see that wide shot of the dragons, we're like, well, we know what she wants to do.
Well, this is interesting because she dismisses what Tyrion says, turns to Jon, goes up to him and is like, what do you think I should do? And Jon's like, I wouldn't presume to... And she's like, your queen asked you a question. What do you think I should do? Should I burn everybody? And Jon says, well, you're trying to do something different. If you just go in and burn everybody, it's just more of the same. Yeah. And she does it anyway.
Well, because it's that line from Lady Olenna, like, you're a dragon, be a dragon. Like, don't listen to all these, crazy plans from all these wise men here. You're a dragon, be a dragon. That's why when she looks at the dragons, like, enough with these crazy plans. I'm a dragon. Let's use the dragons. So what does she do? She used the dragons because she's crazy.
Yeah, that's not good. And this is what I was afraid of from her.
She's crazy.
And yeah, and
reckless.
Yeah, she's being very, very reckless. And I'm hoping that and we'll talk about this scene next because it's the last one we have to talk about. I'm hoping that spear that goes into Drogon. That's Drogon that she was riding, right?
Yeah, she always rides.
That goes into Drogon wakes her up a little bit about being reckless like that. Be like, oh, actually, they do have a way to kill my dragon. Oopsies. And so I'm hoping she's gonna be like, go home and be like, yeah, I won, but you're probably right, Tyrion. Maybe I won't do that again. Not yet. Not until. Do you think they're gonna make dragons armor? What if the dragons have like adorable dragon armors? That'd be great. Just
we live in LA, so there's a lot of dogs riding with clothing. Armors. It's not dragon clothing. No.
There might be.
If
that would be.
The second that happens is when I do that.
What?
I'd be off.
You don't want to see the dragons wearing armor?
No.
Why?
No.
Why?
That's ridiculous.
Why? Oh, that's the one ridiculous thing in the show.
Well,
oh please.
Armor. You can put armor.
Are we watching the same show?
Yes, armor on a dragon. I'd be like, no.
That would be awesome. Comment below. I know you all agree with me.
No.
No one agrees with Sean. Ever.
No. Well,
not about Game of Thrones.
I don't care. But armor on a dragon, I say, no, sir.
Well, they have to do something because now they've seen that weapon now.
Yes.
So they're going to do something. They have to do something.
Yeah. Let's talk about the beginning of the scene. So they're gathering the wheat and the food from all the villagers, and then Bran hears it, like the.
Well, that moment was just
thunder.
So incredible. Well, first of all, they say, okay, the gold made it to King's Landing.
Yes.
So that's an important
They made it very, very clear that the gold was not there. Yeah. It got where it needed to go.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't say that, you'd be like, oh my God, all that gold is melting. But they made it clear, like, oh, the gold made it to King's Landing. Now let's figure out everything else. You're right to say that, because that's an important thing to mention.
So they're talking and they're feeling pretty confident, feeling pretty good about themselves, and all of a sudden there's this low rumble.
Yes.
Oh, what is that? Turning and they're looking over the horizon here, and it's like coming close. It's like, it reminds me of that scene from Mulan. Have you seen Mulan? It's that scene from Mulan when the Huns are like approaching over the horizon, all of a sudden they appear. It's the exact same. It's great. Yeah. It's great. But it works so well, and it's terrifying because it's like, oh my God, there's so many, and they're here. They're gonna kick butt.
But then as soon as they start like oh, build a wall, let's go. It brings us back to what Robert said in season 1. Hey, you don't want to face a Dothraki in an open field.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
They'll destroy you. And then what do? We can build the wall, get the spears, and it's like you doing all this, and they're just gonna eat you up.
Some of those shots were incredible of the Dothraki, standing up on their horses. And they just look so confident and just lay waste to just kill it. They're just jumping over. The horses are just running through that wall.
Dragon or no dragon, they would have laid waste anyway. Oh yeah,
that was really satisfying. That was really satisfying.
TKO easy. And then we see Jaime is I can't really do as much as I used to, but I'm going to stand my ground. I'm going to stand with my men because I'm loyal. This is what I've been saying, ever since we started doing these recaps for season 7, is that Jaime's loyal. He could have easily been like, all right, the gold's in King's Landing. You know, you guys got this. I'm gonna go make sure the gold's okay, and I'm out.
That's the old Jaime.
Yeah,
the old Jaime would have done that. Yes, the old Jaime would have saved his own skin. He never would have sacrificed his own life.
Well,
never.
I don't think he's sacrificing. I think he would have. He would have fought.
But that, okay, fine. But yeah, clearly, because he was a good. Well, before he lost his hand.
Before he lost his hand.
But now he basically has a snowflake's chance in hell, charging at Daenerys when the dragon's just like all encompassing. Like that was basically a death wish. And he was hoping to just take her down with him because he definitely was not going to make it out alive on that. So old Jaime never would have sacrificed himself.
No,
like
he wouldn't have tried that.
So that was
move.
A really interesting character moment for me because it's almost like he wants to please his sister, but also feels like he doesn't really have anything to lose, himself.
Yeah, and he also knows that like if he was to kill Daenerys right there, that's a gift that would trump Euron's gift.
Well, sure, but I think he knew.
I think a lot of stuff's in play.
He also wasn't gonna make it out.
Well, if I get killed, I go out fighting. Yeah. But if I get her and I can bring her back to Cersei, I'm the hero. They're chanting my name in the streets, and then
Queenslayer.
And then they chant my name in the streets. I get her in the sheets. But that's another story.
Is that how it works for you?
Well, I mean, that's how it would have worked for him. But I think it's funny how, like, again, like a lot of people are like, oh, this episode was great because we saw the dragon fight and all this stuff. Like, even though, like, there's this big battle scene, and for me, the battle scenes are just long thing of just nameless people getting killed.
But I mean, the dragons were pretty cool.
No, the dragon is awesome.
That's something we haven't seen really
We haven't seen that before. Yeah. But even though, like, she's burning food, and, like, you might need that food, but... No, we'll see if they bring that up.
Didn't think it through.
No, absolutely not. But for me, it's those moments inside. Again, it's the quiet moments inside of that big battle.
Well, sure.
Where we see Bran pretty much is like he loses his gold.
Yeah.
And he can easily have tried to go back and get it, but he's like, no, I'm going to try to save myself, and then also try to help Jaime.
Yeah.
Or if it's Jaime just absorbing what is going on. There is a dragon breathing fire down on my men. Like, what world are we, almost like I've been transported into a different world. It's one thing when you hear about a dragon, it's another thing when you see it and you see the effects it's doing to his army and his men. It's like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And again, like, even though it's a big battle scene, they take the time for those quiet moments for these characters where Jaime's soaking it in, where Bran is pretty much, not only looking out for himself, or where Tyrion is like worried about his brother, like, what are you doing, you idiot? You have an opportunity to get out of here, save your skin, fight another day. What the hell are you doing? Don't charge Dany. You crazy?
Yeah, and I think it's those crazy battle moments that really are character revealing, like you're saying. Everything's fun and games until it's a life and death situation, and then your real intentions, your real character really comes out. So yeah, that was really interesting to see for several reasons. We saw Dany's intentions and Jaime and like everybody in this scenario in which they could all die, and how do they deal with that? Dany's just going in, not listening to anybody. Jaime's going in thinking he's gonna die. Tyrion's just watching, and I got a little nervous. I'm like, is Tyrion gonna somehow
like yell out or something?
Yeah, is he gonna do something to intervene? And he doesn't. And then we see Bran, Mr. Bran, the hero.
Was it me, or was it? It was hard to like be rooting for anybody, because if you're rooting for Bran, he's gonna kill the dragon. If you're rooting for the dragon, he's gonna kill Bran. He's gonna kill Jaime. Like,
that's why it was I wanted to tear my hair out. I don't want.
It's a very interesting battle. Like, it's one thing when you're killing nameless fodder. Is that who cares? They're nameless. But when all these characters that we get to know, it's like I was like, I don't know what am I rooting for. That's why I'm just gonna sit here and just watch and see what happens, because I really don't want to see Jaime go out in that way. I want to kind of have like a hero's death in a way.
Yeah.
Same thing with Bran. Same thing with, well, obviously I don't want Dany to die, and I don't want Dragon to die. Even though I think one of the dragons is that catapult is taking one of them. Not catapult. That crossbow is taking one of them out sooner or later. But it's like you're not sure who you're rooting for, and that's what the show got me like I don't know who I want to win or lose, and I'm glad it kind of ended the way it did because I don't know. Yeah. If it would have ended any other way, I don't know how it would have felt.
Yeah, we don't know what the aftermath is. So the last shot we see is Jaime sinking down into the water. Yeah. And what is his hand like too heavy? I guess he can't. Yeah, but
armor too. But that shot reminded me of because I didn't watch it that long ago of when Tyrion was being pulled down by the Grayscale guys.
Sure, yeah.
And also the ending of episode 1 when he throws Brandon off the window and he's falling down.
That's so
he's
true.
falling down. So it's just there's a lot of mirroring there for me because Jaime's kind of involved obviously in the first one. But
yeah, that's a great visual reference because that is basically the same shot.
Yeah.
So that's really nice. So so hopefully this will be the moment then. If that is true and that was intentional, then this is the moment where we get that Jaime that I've been wanting, that I've been waiting for, that he really starts to be proactive in whatever it is that his goal is, whatever it is that his character is going to become ultimately, wherever his arc ends. I feel like that was the moment that it's going to happen, or that it's going to start happening quicker, because I always complain about how slowly Jaime is like, and I feel like 2 steps back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. That's been the way Jaime's arc has been for me the whole series. Mm-hmm. It's been a very, very slow developing character. So
well, I think it's going to have an effect on both sides because I think Jaime's going to go back to King's Landing and tell, like, seriously, like, look, those dragons,
yeah,
they're no joke.
Yeah,
they laid waste to my army like that.
Yeah,
we have to be very, very careful and strategic about what we do next. Mm-hmm. But all she's going to know is like, did that crossbow. Did it hurt? Yeah. Keep building more. But James will be like, wait. We can't just, we got to be easy about it. So I think he's going to be like, he's now seen the dragons. She has not.
Yeah.
So it's just like how when Jon is like, I've seen the Night King. We have to do this. He's like, I've seen the dragon now. We have to be very careful about how we approach it. And on Dany's side, I think she's going to be like, well, see, I laid waste to everything. Look at what the dragons did. But then but Tyrion's going to be like, that arrow... that could have taken you out too. You can't be so reckless. Even though the dragon did lay waste to things, you just can't do whatever you want and be so reckless. So I think this little battle is going to have major ramifications about how both sides treat the fact that there are dragons in play now and what can and can't happen with them.
Yeah, and I think on that front, Tyrion as well is going to change. I think he's seeing his brother. I think that got to him. I think watching Jaime almost die, the brother that saved his life. I think he's going to start developing a little bit of more of a soft spot, and I don't think it's going to go back to the way it was where he's just being smart and strategic. I think that's somehow going to come into play again where he's...
I think so.
Yeah, I don't know when, but they have to meet again at some point.
Because I think what Tyrion was like, his focus was just on getting Cersei, getting revenge on her, and his brother...
Yeah.
Wasn't really in the equation,
right?
Even though
but now
he's the reason.
He's
the reason that he's alive. So,
exactly.
But I think he put him out of his mind, and now to see him in that battlefield, see him pretty much almost get killed.
Yeah, I think that's gonna come.
And then he can't control Dany. He's real I think at one point he had her ear, but then now that she just loss after loss after loss, she's just like, enough of this.
Yeah.
Fuck what you're planning. I'm just gonna do what I think is right. Yeah. And this is and this battle, even though Dragon got shot with the arrow, I think this is gonna spur her on to be like, oh, see, my way worked. I'm just gonna keep doing it my way. Forget what your plans are. I'm just gonna do what I think is best.
Yeah. Did anybody ever think to ask Drogon what he wants? No one thinks of the dragons. I'm thinking of Drogon. I love you.
Well, you got an arrow in his side. Like, this is what I get. Like, can I eat some sheep or something? Like, what am I getting out of it?
Okay, one last question then. Who do you think is going to save Jaime from the water? Because it's very heavy with all that armor. His hand. I'm wondering who's going to save him.
I think Bran's going to save him.
Okay.
Like, he was the one to push him out of the way in the first place. I think a lot of people are, is Jaime going to die? Jaime's not going out that way. So I'm not worried about Jaime. I don't even think they're gonna really explore it that much. We're just gonna see him out of the water, like, cause they ended that way for our effect, not for the character's effect. They're just gonna just come out and go sit over there. Yeah.
Hey, well, Jamie.
No big deal.
Okay. Well, so we've talked about everything in the episode. You guys should have heard me when I was watching it when I saw the dragons. I was like, ah! Everyone's like, Alex, shut up. Shut up, Alex. We want to watch. And I'm like, I can't control myself. I was so excited.
Yeah.
I was so excited. That's what we've been waiting for since the dragons hatched. Is like, when are they going to fuck shit up?
Yes.
We finally got that.
And then but at the same time, we see like, all it takes is one. If that arrow was like a little bit more in the center, bye. And then it would have been gone too.
Yeah.
So.
Lots to look forward to. Got 3 episodes left. So how did you rate this one? How many dragons?
So if I was like mostly everybody else, oh, this is the best episode because we saw the dragons. I saw the dragons lay waste. But for me, there wasn't as much character moments as the first 3 episodes.
Come on! What? Think about Winterfell.
Yeah, I like that, but I've liked a lot of the scenes in the first 3 than I've liked this one. So I still love this episode, so I'm going to give it not the highest score, but I'm going to give it probably just like I rated the first episode, 8.5 out of 8.5 dragons.
Okay.
Out of 10.
I've got to give this one a 9 at least because, and here's the reason, because I feel like it's a transitional episode because what happened in that scene is going to sort of project us or inform, I guess is what I'm trying to say, the rest of the season.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of
so I like that episode because it sets so much up for the future, and of course, and I mean, we've been waiting to see the Dothraki in an open field. We've been waiting to see the dragons.
Yeah.
And of course, we've been waiting for this Stark reunion that we're getting closer and closer to. So I thought it was a great episode.
I think like probably by the end of the season, we'll look back on this one. It's like a lot of the groundwork that happens in the last 3 were set up in this one.
Yeah. Well, that was fun. I hope you guys had fun too.
Yeah.
Be sure to comment below on what do you feel about dragons? I always want to know about dragons. No one ever wants to talk to me about the dragons. Or where do you think it's going? What do you think about Jaime's arc? We talked about so much. What do you think about Bran and like what is his role is going to be going forward? Lots of fan theories surrounding Bran. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Just comment below. I love to talk to you guys. So be sure to like, subscribe. We do one of these every week until the end of the season. So stay tuned if you like, and we'll see you next time. I'm Alex.
I'm Sean.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.